Free agency has officially begun in the NBA, and while a whole bunch of freaking moves are being made, in fact, like 10 seconds before I started this video, Chris Paul officially confirmed to be returning to the Suns. I'm here to talk about the Miami Heat, alright? There's a whole bunch of stuff that's happened. Lonzo Ball to the Bulls, maybe I'll make a video on that later, whole bunch of other smaller trades, but the Miami Heat are confirmed to be trading for Kyle Lowry, along with the fact that they have extended Jimmy Butler for 4 more years and extended Duncan Robinson for 5 more years. And just a little side note here with Duncan Robinson, 5 years, $90 million does sound like an overpay, and in fact, I will say that it is a little bit of an overpay, but you gotta think about it this way. In this league right now, in the year going into the year 2022, nothing is more valuable in the NBA than three-point shooting, and Duncan Robinson just shot 41% from 3 on 14 attempts a game, and that was a less efficient season than his rookie year. So, this man is a sniper, and if the Heat didn't give him that money, somebody else would have. So this signing does make sense. But let's talk about Kyle Lowry. So far, we don't have every single detail of the trade, but it is pretty much confirmed that it is basically going to be Goran Dragic and Precious Achiuwa for Kyle Lowry. Obviously, they are not trading Duncan Robinson because they just re-signed him, and obviously they are not going to trade Tyler Hero for a dude who is a free agent anyway, and is kind of getting up there in age, let's be real. So the Miami Heat are looking pretty freaking set for the next season. They now have, realistically, not the strongest big three, but a big three of Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, and Kyle Lowry. And even though Butler is up there in age, Kyle Lowry is up there in age, both still just had seasons that were all-star worthy. Jimmy Butler just had an amazing finals run just a year and a half ago. Kyle Lowry made the finals just a few years ago. They're very, very good. And Bam Adebayo is only 23 years old, and he is still improving. This is a fantastic trio that could potentially involve all 3 players being all-stars next season. Not to mention, maybe the best defensive trio in the NBA? I mean, maybe. That might be a stretch, alright? You got guys on the Clippers, you got the Bucks with Drew Middleton and Giannis, but still, this is a phenomenal defensive trio. Kyle Lowry is the worst defender of the 3, by far, and the dude is still an above-average defender even in his older years. He's a smart defender, he draws a lot of charges, and of course, on offense, you know what he's bringing you. The Heat needed playmaking outside of Jimmy Butler, they did not have it, and now they have Kyle Lowry, along with another shot creator. He can shoot threes, he can drive to the basket, he just does a little bit of everything, and he's not amazing at anything besides playmaking, but this is just a very solid player to have on your team. He adds defense to the guard position, he adds another veteran presence on this team, he can score, he just does it all. Meanwhile, Bam Adebayo is going to be in the Defensive Player of the Year conversation next year, I fully believe. He continues to improve his offensive game. Jimmy Butler, you all know what he does, not a good three-point shooter, but he's very efficient inside the arc, he draws fouls, he's become a great playmaker. Dude's a great defender, just a very good all-around player and leader on this team. Duncan Robinson we already talked about, and of course, you cannot forget Tyler Hero, who just had what many people consider a sophomore slump of sorts, and yes, his stats were a little bit less impressive than most people thought they were going to be, but the man still put up 15, 5, and 3 on decent enough shooting splits in his second season. He is 21 years old, he has plenty of time to develop, and as Kyle Lowry and Jimmy Butler continue to age, I am sure that Tyler Hero is going to be there to step up and fill the role. Now, I'm not sure exactly how well he's going to fill that role. I'm not saying he's going to be an all-star one day, but he is definitely going to have plenty of time to grow now that the Heat have added Kyle Lowry, and I think no matter what, he is going to be a very good player. Hopefully you all can't hear that siren in the background. I apologize if you can. So the Miami Heat, the big question now is, should they be considered title contenders or even title favorites in the 2022 season? And to get it out of the way very quickly, yes, they are title contenders. No, they are not title favorites. Looking at this team, they're very good on paper. Their offense, which was their problem last season, just got much better, and their defense actually improved too. I know Precious Achiuwa was a nice little player for that team, but let's be real. He's not a big loss, okay? He's just not. He's just not. He was giving you 5 points a game and okay defense. Kyle Lowry is a big upgrade, even over Goran Dragic as well. He was very good until last season when he reached the age of 34, and he just really fell off. He's not getting any better. This was a phenomenal trade. The Heat absolutely improved, okay? I don't think anyone's saying they didn't improve, but I'm just throwing it out there. Yes, they are title contenders. They did stop the Milwaukee Bucks. They did make the finals back in 2019, and now they are better than they were at the time. They still have Jimmy Butler, who could be a borderline superstar. It's hard to say because he was injured off and on this season. We don't really know how good he was. Bam Adebayo, Duncan Robinson, Tyler Hero, Kendrick Nunn, all young players who are improving. And again, Kyle Lowry is very good. However, should they be considered title favorites or even favorites to make it out of the East? I don't know about that. The Sixers, if they somehow get their shit together, are going to be a good team. The Bucks just made and won the NBA Finals, and of course, the Brooklyn Nets still exist with their big three. If they are healthy, I would have to take all three of those teams over the Miami Heat. But it is very possible that they could beat any of those teams in the playoffs, could make the finals, and considering the Russell Westbrook trade is probably going to be a disaster for the Lakers, potentially could beat anyone who comes out of the West. I am not betting on it. The Miami Heat are not a pick for me to make it past the second round, but it is absolutely not impossible for this team to make the finals once again and maybe even win the 2022 NBA title. And I'm just going to say this now, Heat fans, you better hope you win the title next year because Kyle Lowry and Jimmy Butler are already up there in age. They're not getting any younger. And so I really believe that next season is your chance, okay? Next season's going to be the best chance you got because the year after that, guys are going to keep getting older. They're going to keep getting worse. Yes, I know the team has a lot of young players, but overall, the two-star veterans are just going to keep getting worse. They need to get it done next season if they are going to get it done with this core. And I'm just very excited to see what the Heat do. I guarantee you they are going to be better on both ends of the floor next season. They're going to be a very, very good team. And I'm excited to see what they do in the regular season. This was a great trade for the Miami Heat. Not so much for the Toronto Raptors, unfortunately, but you know, it is how it is. NBA free agency is kicked off. Very excited to see what continues to happen. I'm sure I've missed stuff over the last 7 minutes while I've been recording this video. So I'm going to end it here, and you'll probably see quite a few more videos from me over the next few days while I talk about the rest of the free agency moves.